Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I am here with our money mindset coach. Oh, Lord, let's get our minds together around this money thing.
Ah.
Coach Caren is in the house all the way from Toronto.
Woo!
Canada. And we are so happy to have her here. Oh my
Happy to
goodness,
be
let's
here.
get back on track with our financial wellness with Coach Caren Firm. Coach, what you got for us today?
Today we are talking again about strong financial goals in depth.
Mm, okay.
In depth. And I'll tell you why, guys, because last week we talked about preparing for 2024. And we cover a few things. We talk about preparing for the new year. We talk about the three things, in my opinion, that we need to think about, which is a strong financial goal, a maximum dollar amount. So that's what we're diving into today. And a
Mm-hmm.
solid emotional threshold, which we're going to do next week to close off the month. I want you to close off solid. So those are the two biggies that we got to talk about. But today, we're just going to focus on the in-depth financial goal. And I'm going to get
Mm-hmm.
straight to it because I got quite a few things I want to talk
Oh,
about. We don't know if
great.
we can do all, but
Right. Let's
I'm
get to
excited
it.
for it to deliver it to you guys, right? So, what is your strong financial goal setup? Like, we want to know what's the setup, right? You got to know, and I'll tell you a little bit of how you can do it and that sort of thing. How will it work for you? We got to dive in and get in there because we want to be working in it. And I'll tell you also why. And what is your starting point? You got to start somewhere. Do not worry. Do not listen to and try to do what anybody else is doing. Just, I always say, start where you are starting, not where anybody else is starting, just where you are starting. To compare yourself to where anybody else is starting and what they're doing is to dig a hole for yourself. It's to go down the rabbit hole. That comparison thing, it's just bad. It's just bad. Let me just tell you, it never ends well. You can do what somebody else will do for different reasons, and it's okay. That's the other part. It's okay. When I used to dance, I had this friend had these long forever legs, and she was just so like a little stick, and I so wanted to have her legs. And my dance teacher would say, Karen, you just don't have that long of legs. But I
Mm-hmm.
was insistent. And one day, I mean, she always do these exercises with us, but we were doing the slip. I was off for the summer. I wasn't practicing. My bones got stiff. My joints didn't like it. And she gave me the girl that I admire and want to be so badly to be my partner. I was
Mm-hmm.
happy. I wasn't happy after the the practice because
Uh-huh.
she says, okay, we're going to stretch your legs today. And she was my partner. And so we sat face to face, and her job was to stretch my legs out as far as
Oh.
her long legs. You understand. My teacher was making a point.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Thank
Uh,
God. She's a good teacher. She's like, okay, I think you had enough pain, kind. We're not gonna continue this all after you. We're just gonna just so we understand. This is where she lies and this is where you lie. She doesn't take away from you, you don't take away from her. You both contribute different things to the dance class, to the routine. We
mm-hmm.
use her in a different place than we use you. And so I want
Wow.
you to see that for yourself, okay? You
That's
are being used in a different capacity than your counterpart. If you're a coach like me, I'm going to deliver different. I'm going to affect people differently. I'm going to help them move through differently. You cannot help them like I would because you weren't trained like I was. You haven't. And when I say trained, not somebody stand in a classroom or you took a course or you got certified. That's not what it is. I'm talking about the training that nobody can take away from you, that life has given to you. This
mm,
beautiful gift that God has given us that's called life. It's your training ground. Do not take it easy. Do not take it simple. It is an important factor in all the things that you do and have done.
mm.
All right,
Okay.
off the box. Now we'll talk. Wanted to clear that up so we're not looking at judge and who's where and what happened. So, what is your strong financial goal that you've set up? And if you don't have one, let me lend you one. This is what today is going to be about. I'm going to lend you a number. You can pick it up and run with it. You can create your own, but I want to lend you a number. And here's the number. It's 100,000. Next year, I want you to think about making 100,000, not gross, net. I want you, the money is what left over from all the things you have to do, and it's $100,000. And we're gonna talk
Mm-hmm.
about two different ladders to climb together,
Okay.
right? And that's the in-depth part. We're gonna talk about two different ladders. That's what we're gonna talk about work for you. So if that's your goal, or set the goal, 100,000. Let's talk about how to get there, and then we're gonna talk about how it work for you. If you're in the mind space, and I want to be clear about this, if you're in the mind space that you have decided, I do not know how to make $100,000, this is a different ladder for you. If you're in the mind space, I am willing to learn how to make 100,000, we got a different ladder. Okay, let's do the first ladder. I do not know how. We're going to change the language. How do I make $100,000?
Okay.
What do I need to learn? What skill do I need to improve upon? What shall my routine be? How shall I address me? All these are things you would want to write down and get them ready for the ladder. And that ladder is quite simple. All you need to do the first day of that ladder, the first step you're going to take is to know that all you need to make is $1. That's it. $1. You find a way to make a dollar. Don't take it out your purse. Don't take it out of your bank account. Something that you do that make you a dollar. And then I want you to have different points. Something that's going to make you $5, $10, $20, $100, $200, $500, and all the way. What you're going to notice on this ladder, it's a much smaller incline.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like comfort, you're going to want to stay on that ladder. It's going to help you. But I promise you, if you are on that ladder halfway and you know somebody on the other ladder, you're going to want to jump over there. Or you have the idea that there's another ladder, you're going to want to go there. But this is your training wheels in understanding that you can do this. This ladder is just the understanding that I can do this. I can make this happen. This is possible for me. This is doable. That's what this ladder is about. So everything that you go to do, if you sell something for $10 is not yours. So therefore you will have $10. You have to sell something for $20 to end up with $10. Whatever that works out to be for you. You have to spend the time. That's where the time comes into play, where you take out your notebooks. I know you can do it online, but just a pen and paper thing is going to have your brain and everything moving. Put the $100 at the top, get the two ladders out, check your feeling, check every now and then, get it done. This could take you a whole week. This could take you a couple of days. But when you're working on understanding how this money is going to be about, it's going to really involve how you feel, the things you need to do, the things you need to say no to, the things you need to say yes to get yourself at least starting the ladder. So at the end of the year, you don't want to wait till December, but let's say November, you want to say, okay, this is what I attained. But you check in quarterly to see.
Oh.
You'll write $100,000. You'll write the date and the year. And you can even be specific for the time of the day if you wanted to. And then once you write it out, do enough of the work, mirror work, writing work, getting it on the computer if it helps you to see every day. You can write sticky notes on your arm. You could write a mark on your arm every day. You can write the note down. This is about you seeing and making it become part of you. That's why I'm talking about depth today. Because sometimes I come and I tell you, but sometimes I don't even tell you time wise the in depth that you need to go to see this happen. And a lot of us don't talk about the behind the scene, how we continuously is in the space and the time we take to be in the space. We take time I know for me, and I've trained people to just sit still and be in the moment of
Mhm.
what is it we want to see happen. Writing it down, sticky notes on the wall. I had a habit of sticking it right below my light switch. So every time I turn on a light switch, it's right there. I can see it. Easy places on my fridge, on my freezer door, on my night table. So I would just have it all over the place. I open my closet, and if I move my clothes away, it's right there in front of me. At my
Mm.
in front of me. I turn my notebook, and in my notebook, there's a sticky pad with what the three I want to say sitting there. I get to see it. So it's always there. It's always in my thoughts, my because you forget.
Yes.
Just tell you, we all forget what we say we're going to do. So you want to constantly remind yourself of what you set out to do. And so if 3 months went by, the next year you say, "Hey,
We have a delay. Coach Caren, we have a delay. You may need to go out and come back in.
staying the course. We're not giving up. We're not giving in, even when we don't feel as though we can do this."
Okay.
Hmm.
So we are going to stay the course.
We're going to stay the course. Do not, if there's a row in your house, do not take it to heart. If there's confusion around you, do not get too involved. Listen to it, move on from it. Do not take it as your badge of honor to fix it. That is part of distraction.
Mm.
Everything you want to do is a lot of things going to come and distract you, because whatever you pull to you will come with a lot of other crap. So those crap is going to distract you. Let me give you a few of them. If you got a husband, he's going to nag you and talk crap. That's his job. This is part. That's a part he's playing. Your kids will say, will act foolish. That's their role. You have to see this as a movie. They
Oh,
are playing their parts. Don't be upset with them. When you watch a movie and see a woman do certain things, or a guy, and no, they're just playing the part. And you have to know, getting there, because it's not the norm, because it's something you've never done, or
mhm.
you've done it and you didn't notice, so that it all went away. You're now paying attention to it. So you have to understand, people have to play roles for you. There is no straight line. I want to repeat, no straight line. This is
Wow.
what it happens. So these people have to come in. They have to upset you. They have to push you backwards. They got to push you down in the hole. They lift you up for a tiny bit, but they're mostly stamping you to the ground. And your job, as hard as this sounds, continuously stay the course. This
Wow.
is why people give up. This is why making money is so difficult. This is why a lot of businesses don't make it. It's not because it wasn't a good idea and that they can't do great things, but
Mhm.
the characters that has to interplay with this greatness that is happening, it is not there to pull you down, but it's there to build you.
Wow.
It is there to build your stamina, your strengths. It's there to make you a better leader, a better organizer, a better disciplinarian for yourself, not for anybody else. We can discipline people, but discipline ourselves is hard. And that's what it's there to you, to harden you, but to still keep you soft and mellow. It's a combination at the same time. You can't get too hard. If you're too hard, you can't get, and nothing can get in. So you got to be careful. It's right there. You're hard, but you're still soft. You're still pliable. All this is important. Agree.
Wow. And I know this is so true that people can be a distraction, and that,
We
the
want to go save the day. When they distract us, we want to go save the day.
we do. We want to fix everything because we're mom, we're
Yeah,
sister, we're
yeah,
daughter, we're
yeah. We're the fixers.
wives. We're,
We are the fixers. This
mm,
morning, I was just thinking to myself, when I see a kid and the mom says, "Oh, just do this or just do that," I feel warm and fuzzy inside. But when I see the kid who stand up to the mom and says, I am not doing that. Like I'm not wiping his tears. Maybe he's the sibling. Or I'm not, you know, I'm not wiping the snot out of the nose of the sibling. The mom might say, just wipe your brother nose. And the person is just standing their ground. In my head, I'm like, that's a leader being born right here. But nobody sees it. They see the child as defiant and rude. But in my head, that's the kid who is gonna do great things if she stay the course or he stays the course. We don't like it. I used to tell my mom this: when a child is rude, everybody is upset.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because the child should be rude. I always tell my kids, you could say it in a better way, but I want you to still say it.
Yeah.
Because when you do not say it, I'm going to leave, and the new people that come into your life will also shut you up and you will not say it. So you need to tell me it. I don't want to hear it, but you need to tell me it. This is the part. I don't want to hear it. I don't want you to confront me because I am your mother. But I want you to still tell me because it's
Yeah.
important for you to tell me so that you can tell your friends when they're overstepping. You can tell your spouse, your boyfriend when he's overstepping. I am giving you permission to use your voice. And
There
now,
you go. There you go. I think that's so important. And we train that out of our children.
mhm, mhm. We do a good job at training them to be submissive and encourage at maybe the bottom level of abuse without understanding that's what we do. We don't deliberately do it, but we do it
No,
because it's built into us too because we have played a part in.
you can't teach what you don't know.
Mhm. Yes.
Hmm.
So we are going in depth talking about this, and that a lot of that you're climbing. Once you get past, if you're at the rail bottom and you hit $100, you're gonna feel really good. And I want you to. And I want you to have little things when you win the $5 battle, because you're on the field. When you will win the $5, I want you to give yourself, I don't know, a candy. It must be small.
So,
A glass of water. I want you to give yourself a mint. I want you to give yourself something very small,
mhm.
nothing too big, because it is not big. So I want the rewards to be appropriate with what you
Mm.
have accomplished.
Okay.
If you give you something too big too quickly, you can't rise to the rest. There's nothing to go for.
You
So I
make
want you to get
$5 and you go out and buy a $500 purse.
100.
That's a problem.
I want the value to correspond with what you're doing to gain there.
Hmm.
Now, let's take a minute and let's talk about the bigger ladder. Let's go to the big girl. Let's get to the big girls, okay?
Okay.
You sell the first thing for $100. That's where we started. The big girl is going to start at $100, and she is going to double every time. 200, 400, 800, 1600, 3200. She is just doubling every bat, every stage. It's a new battle. Here are the three things I want you to consistently understand. I am going to support me in each battle.
Mm.
I'm going to support me. I am going to record me in every battle and recondition myself for the things that I fell down at. I
Mm.
want it done because it's going to come. And I want to forgive myself.
Okay. It's important for us to forgive ourselves when we make mistakes along this journey.
It. I'm not willowing that nobody's buying it. Was the handbag when I count material, labor, and cost of advertising worth 200, or did I need to sell it for 150 and I was greedy at 200? Not
Mm-hmm.
because later I can, but it's a new product, new idea, new brand, new whatever. Did I need to be at 150, or could I sell it for $100, bring in a bunch of people, get some reviews, see how the bag works, see how everything works, and then come back solid?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, I need to forgive myself very quickly, readjust, and put the bag back out on the market.
Uh-huh.
Find a new marketing. People say the clients don't work. They might not work. Maybe we need new clients, but we still need to look at that. And what else could I do to earn that money that I put down that I want to earn? What
Mm-hmm.
else could I do? What is my business about? How do I make this happen? Questions, 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 questions. You got to keep questioning yourself. It's one of the best things you can do. When you get up in the morning, find yourself three questions, ask it of yourself, answer them, and get to work on the answer that you give yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If it's silly, it feels stupid, it can be accomplished, do it. Get out there and do it. Then you will know how it'll work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will understand how it works for you. You got to get out there and do it. These were the questions. These are my answers. I am scared. Press. I am scared, but I am going to do it scared because I'm on this other ladder now. I am moving to where I want to be. I don't care who you are and how great you feel. When people are looking at you, it's a whole different ball game. Whole
Mm-hmm.
different ball game. But I used to dance and I get on stage. I am only focusing on what I did in practice, how great I was, not the people in front of me and the applause. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at all the steps I've learned, all the things I need to count in my mind so I could be on point. It's like driving. If I see my teammates are not doing, I know how to nudge. I know what we need to do so that you in the audience wouldn't even know if we miss a beat. Some we're self-correcting each other. You can't tell the steps were wrong.
Uh-huh.
We're coming home from that finals to go to the other. We are going there for the only one reason. If somebody fall down, we're gonna cluster around them and we're gonna come back out, and you're gonna just assume that's part of the routine. We are not falling down. We don't not care that she fell down or something happened, but we are carrying on. And what
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you is that's how it has to be when you're doing what you do. This is not about not caring or it's not your concern. It's you
Uh-huh.
standing the course of time within what is happening around you. Sometimes you feel it's to you, and sometimes you feel it's deliberately done in spite of all you've done.
Yes, sometimes you feel sabotaged.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Blindsided.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
So we're back to it. What is your starting point?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you are starting. Write it down. I am starting with zero account. They probably close my account because there's no money in there. If that's the case, write it down.
Mm-hmm.
On the 23rd of August, I started off with $5 in my bank account. On the 23rd, there was no money in my purse. I tell people every day, we all starts off with nothing. Nothing, nothing. And we all work for free for a long period of time before we get money. But nobody pay attention to that. They don't realize it. When you're a child, all the clean up, all the things you're doing for your parents, you're working for free. Nobody's giving you anything. But you are learning skills that is so important. So important that what you're learning. Those skills, your parents can't explain why they're there, but they're teaching you the things that they know you're
Mm-hmm.
going to need. Even if they don't know consciously, subconsciously, that you will need to further yourself in life. And when you get your first job, you're working for free for the first 2 to 3 weeks before they pay you. I know there's the hope that you'll be paid. But what if something happened and you aren't paid? So you're working for free for the first 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the company, before you are paid. Some people a whole month
Mm.
before they are paid.
Uh-huh.
We don't know if the business owner have money in their account. We don't know if the business owner is trying to get their own money so they can pay you. If they're betting on what you do is going to pay you. I've done that in a business already. I've hired people, had no money, deliberately said the pay is coming out from the monies I'm going to make and I will not move. And
Mm-hmm.
I was able to pay them. Now, that just take a lot of skill from different things that I pulled together that enable me to do that. The employees didn't know that, but I knew that. I knew how I had to find that money. And I knew I didn't want the money come from anywhere else. So my focus was just what I'm telling you. This is what I want to do. This is the monies that has to be paid. I also need to be paid, and I can't lose focus. Everything that you're doing, it's all about you and what you're doing to get to where you want to be. Sometimes people say it's selfish, but it's the truth. If you decide that I'm going to get up this time in the morning, I'm going to work out, I'm going to make up my bed, then that's your routine. Stay with it. If you know I'm going to jump out my bed, not make my bed, not do this, I'm going to work first and then get back to that, that's your routine.
Mhm.
But for Pete's sake, do not, do not, I repeat, deviate up and down, this, that, this, that. Your brain is confused and it don't know where to go. And
Mhm.
it's all over the place, and you all over the place. Now your business is all over the place. And if you think I'm lying, look around your home and you start seeing disarray.
Mhm.
Because once it's inside, it must seep out, and it's showcased in all areas. Junk food, not working out anymore, not meditating, not reading your Bible, all the things that you like to do,
Mhm.
you not do it because you in total disarray. And sometimes it's only one little thing that takes it out because, well, how you do one thing
It's the way
affects
you do everything. Mhm. Mhm.
everything. And it feels hard and it feels impossible and it feels like you can't do it. But I promise you, when you start and you consistently do it, and you give yourself double, sometimes four times the time you think you need to acquire something, you will win every time. If you need half an hour, you need 2 hours. If you need 30 minutes, you need 2 hours.
Mhm.
Don't squander the 2 hours, but allow the 2 hours. And if you truly realize that all it needs was an hour, then the next time around, do not take 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
Don't beat yourself up. Recognize it. Forgive yourself because you didn't know.
Wow.
Note it down and then get to work
They said
in
they get
that
to work.
hour. That's it. And do just what you say you're going to do. I'm going to make 100 calls. I'm going to DM 50 people. I'm going to write a blog. Do not write two blogs because you got extra time. Go reread the blog. Get a glass of water. Sit still and see how you're feeling about the things that get done.
Mhm.
Go edit, look it over. Don't add anything more to it. I'm a born, I realize, multi-passionate person, which means I got to do a bunch of things because it makes me feel good. I like it.
Mhm.
But what I understood, and this took time, that multitasking, for matter of fact, multitasking is not being a multiple entrepreneur, multi-passionate. Multitasking, multitasking is the death of you. Do not multitask. Because
Mhm.
although I do so many things, I do not do them together. And
Oh,
that's key. Do not do them together. Then you
so in
get,
other words, we can't ride the bicycle and juggle at the same time?
well, you could if you learn how, but I tell you, you're probably gonna fall down a whole bunch of times.
Probably not gonna be pretty.
And one is gonna win out. One is gonna win out. When you see people say, I do this and I do that, and I do that, don't jump on the bandwagon. Allow
Mhm.
yourself to know self. And if self has three great ideas, develop one. Really develop one. Just like your work, right? You go to work full time and you want a part time job or a part time business. When you at work, do not try to do your business and steal your employer's time. Just do the work. Just do the work. So that when you come home, that part of guilt and feeling whatever you're feeling inside that didn't start happening right away, but later will happen and come back to bite you by the way, you're able to actually focus and say, I put in a good 8 hours work at, PHC headquarters. But now that I've had a shower or I went for a run and I come back, it's time to work on MMC, let's say. And that's my company. And for the
Mhm.
next hour, the only thing I need to do is maybe sketch out what I want my website to be. That's all I need to do. And then tomorrow, all I need to do is figure out my email signature. And
Okay.
then the next day, all I need to do is watch 3 YouTube videos and take notes from the one I really want. That's it. That's it. Don't do anything else.
Hmm.
And that's your week. Whatever those chunks need, that's your week. And note it down, write it in your journal, make a promise to yourself. What's the next step? What do you have to do? Get that done. Nothing else. Don't get excited on Facebook, YouTube, and what have you. Nothing really is happening. Those people just show highlighting the exciting portions of all the boring stuff they're doing behind the scene.
Hmm.
What you also are doing that feels boring. But if we're gonna build $100,000, we gotta start where you are, whatever your starting point at. And if you're on the place where it's terribly hard for you, I want you to start with $1. But if you've made some money,
Hmm.
start at 100. And if you made a little more money and you can start at 500 or even $1,000, that's where you start. Because if you start at 1,000, it's going to be a little easier for you because you have made $1,000 in whatever you do.
Hmm.
But if you're starting lower, there's nothing wrong because once you build momentum, you'll be able to jump off on the new ladder very quickly. Once you build the momentum, understanding that the people in your lives are there to play a part in your movie, not theirs, in your movie. You're the star of the show. Yes, give you permission. We'll put on your crown. You're leading. You're the leading lady. Get out there and be the leading lady. Okay? Be the leading lady. I tell my friend all the time, if you don't have an assistant, just if you have a middle name, just name her your assistant. My assistant had been named Elizabeth for years. When you call, you can't get a hold of me. Hi, Elizabeth speaking. It's tell me. But Elizabeth allow me to not feel the pressure as the owner will.
Ah.
Take some pressure off. And so they leave a message with Elizabeth, and Elizabeth gives it to Caren, and then I figure out what needs to be done. I know it seems silly, but it's so
I feel
doable.
you. I feel it's like immediate staff.
Yes. Okay, guys. So today we talk about, going deep. I cover quite a few things. I hope you took some notes. And I hope you'll apply the notes that you took. Don't just sit on them. There's the other thing
Yes.
for our listeners and our, you know,
Those of you watching live and on the replay.
mhm. Take some notes and then apply it. There's all the notes you take in the world. If you don't apply it, nothing happens.
Wow. That is so true. Oh my goodness, guys, we want to thank Coach Caren for coming in here and waking our minds up.
Wake up! Wake up!
Oh my gosh. Get back on track. And to stay the course. I love that. Stay the course because I think sometimes we think our family's the only one who's having wonderfulness going on.
Mhm.
It's not true. Everybody's family has wonderfulness going
Yes.
on. Ask Adam and Eve. They had
Yeah.
neighbors going and everything, girl.
That's a good one. That's a good
It was a hot mess. So, but you still have to tend the garden
one.
regardless.
We do. We do.
So, with that, we want to remind you if you're looking to contact Coach Caren, we have a couple of links that I'm going to put here in the chat, and so that you can make an appointment. And also, your course is still running. Am I
Still
correct?
going. The course is still running. It's evergreen. It's going to be always running. I got some tweaks I want to go in there and do with it, but it's always running. And guys, when you buy my course, if you got something I do an update, you'll get that. That's why email is important. If there's an update, there's new videos, there's new things that I want to add to the course,
Mm-hmm.
I'll reach out and give you that. So, you're not going to ever be missing out with my
Oh,
evergreen courses.
that's good. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the comments so that those of you who are interested in the course, can you tell us a little bit about the course while I'm
Yeah,
posting
the
it?
course it's some of the things that we cover here, talking about finding yourself just in a little more in depth, and what is it you truly want, and how to go about getting it.
Oh.
Life is about the possibilities. And when you start seeing what is possible for you, you always, that's why I have this saying called amaze yourself daily. You can amaze you consistently on what you can do for you if you only take a little bit of time
Mm.
and do a little bit of thing, a little bit of something at a time each day. Each day, I want you to do something great for yourself, no matter what it is. I talk about money and mindset is a big part of it. Give yourself little things each day. You will be so you can't believe what happens at the end of the month.
Wow. Okay, guys, you heard it here. Step by step, precept upon precept, little by little, you
Yes,
can build a successful business,
yes,
a
yes.
profitable business that's fun
That's
to
right.
run. So we put those links in the chat, Coach. So the people who want to book an appointment, there's a
Mhm.
link there. Or if you're interested in the course,
Yeah,
the link is there for you
exactly.
to access and come on in and take advantage of all of this wisdom on Coach Karen's behalf, on Coach Karen's um, part, on your behalf, on Coach Karen's part. So
Uh,
with that, we want to remind you that if you're looking to take the hassle out of your hustle, please become a part of the BizChicks
mhm.
community. And you
Yes.
can do that by texting Biz to 33777.
Yeah.
And you can also find us over on bizchicks.net.
Net.
With that, we want to remind you, hey, it's okay to make money in your business.
Yes, it is.
So if you need help with your social media or streaming or things of that nature, call us over on BizChicks. We'd love to help you out. In addition to that, we want to remind you we'll be here tomorrow. We'll be talking about happy, healthy habits with Robin
Yes.
Shimizu and friends. And on Friday, we'll be talking tech in easy to understand language.
Urge.
You don't get lost in all of this wonderfulness that keeps changing. We'll keep you up to date and make it easy to understand.
Mhm.
So, with that, we're going to say adios and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. And thank you again, Coach Karen. We
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate all you do.